Welcome to the L Cube Show.
Hi, Pratisha. Thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Thank you for asking, and thank you for having me on your show.
No. It's really my pleasure having you on the show. For the viewers, this is Karan here. Karan was a student in Australia. He came to do masters in Australia, and he did his bachelor's in India. And he has converted his visa into permanent residency, and he's doing really well in Australia. And he has also 2 startups. He did 2 startups. And let's ask him more. Karan, tell me about your Indian bachelor's first. So where did you do your Indian bachelor's and what was your degree?
So I did my bachelor's in SRM University, Chennai. I've been born and brought up in Ahmedabad, but I thought that it would be better for me to study in a different city. So I moved to Chennai for bachelor's. I did my bachelor's in biomedical engineering. Is the study of equipment used on human body for diagnosis, curing, or just assistive purposes.
Okay.
And yeah, that was me and my bachelor's.
Okay. So in bachelor's, do you have science subjects in biomedical engineering or how?
Oh yeah. So biomedical engineering is a mix of, I would say, electronics and biology. There are a lot of subjects based on electronic circuits, fuzzy logic, artificial intelligence, and stuff like that. And then you have a lot of subjects biological related, like medical physics, human anatomy, and different kind of subjects. So it's an amalgamation of 2 different kinds of fields together, and to help out. Yeah.
So basically, you should have knowledge in science and also have knowledge in engineering, because you should be knowing how to, let's say if you're making an MRI machine or, for example, you should know the engineering side to it too. That's how it is.
Exactly. Okay. I think it's about when you love problem solving, like you want to fix things, but you want to help human beings as well. And you want to fix things that fix them. For those kind of people, it's biomedical engineering,
Okay.
Like you want to solve a human disease or a human problem that makes lives better.
Okay. So why Australia, Karan? Why did you choose Australia?
It was a funny story, like Australia was never my first preference. I wanted to go to US because I had an admit from UC Berkeley. And then what I thought was that my friend, he wanted to come here to Australia, and he wanted me to attend a seminar and drive him down because his car was not working that day. So I just went on to the seminar, without any documents or anything like that. And at this seminar, I found one of the representatives from Monash University. And just when I was talking to her, she told me that I could be, getting a scholarship. And I thought that scholarship sounds good. Why not give it a try? So that's when I gave it a try. But then when I considered Australia as a country, I liked it because, compared to US, it has shorter time span on getting a permanent or a long-term visa option. Plus, the weather is too good. It's not as bad as Canada or as cold as Canada. Us being Indians, we like temperate climate. And then with Europe, there is no certainty job-wise. Like companies always prefer short-term contract, whereas in Australia, you have much more opportunities. As for biomedical, it was a very good country in terms of research and production and healthcare sector. So I thought, why not Australia? And that's why I chose Australia.
Okay. So seminar, you said seminars. So these seminars will be held, where is it, in Chennai or is it in Ahmedabad?
I think it happens in all metro cities. I think most major tier 1 or tier 2 cities, because this seminar was definitely held in Ahmedabad, and it was by a company called IDP Australia. I think they are India-wide, and they do help a lot of students move to Australia.
Okay.
And yeah, in these kind of seminars, you just have representatives from universities coming into countries like India or, China or Nepal, where they get a lot of immigrant students from. And it's just about telling them about the university in an in-person kind of place. So
does it happen only for Australia or all the other countries?
I think it should happen for all countries, because there were a couple of few for Canada and US when I was applying as well.
Okay,
so I'm pretty sure.
All the engineering students, I'm talking about like all the engineering students all over India, are they aware that there are seminars like this being conducted in the cities?
I think for people, those who research and are serious about it, they would know, because all these information is available online. And, if you go to migration agents or somebody, they usually refer you that you should go here or you should go there. So I'm pretty sure it's available, but if you Google it up, I'm pretty sure you can find everything and these dates. So it would be a good idea to visit these seminars.
So otherwise, colleges wouldn't be encouraging you, saying that there are seminars if you want to go and study in Australia or in United States, there won't be through college or anything like that.
To be honest, I've never checked the college website where these kind of information is posted.
No, I mean not for the website. Like, how you have seminars for, let's say for placements and stuff. they do encourage you and they give you information on placements and everything, right? So is there any section in colleges that give you information saying, okay, there is IDC Australia coming, IDP or IDC Australia? What was that?
IDP.
IDP Australia. So IDP Australia coming, and then you can go and attend and they're going to give you information on universities. Is there anything like that in the colleges, in the engineering colleges?
Not in my college, to be honest. My college had a foreign abroad program where you can study 1 semester abroad, but that was about it. Like there was nothing more for master's study or any information provided. Yes, we need to note that this was back in 2016 as well, because I graduated in 16-17.
Okay.
So 2016. So there's certain upgrade in a couple of years.
So for the viewers, maybe easily we could say that it's best for them to go and Google or go and meet the migration agents to know more information if you want to go.
I think in this seminar, it's about all the universities, those who are interested in having international students in their universities. They come down in one place and they usually do a couple of cities in one tour or something like that. And they usually tell about what the university has to offer, what kind of services are there, are you eligible for a scholarship or not based on your documents, They provide you a more in-person approach to your college application, where if you have doubts, you can ask them as well, And it goes on for the entire day, like 8 to 5 or 8 to 4, So there is a lot of time. You don't want to occupy the consultant's time for more than 10-15 minutes. But if you know what you're going to ask, it's the best way to create a first impression with the college.
Okay. So what time is a good time to come to Australia to study? Like what is is it Jan or is it July? There will be 2 openings, right? When the master starts, the college starts, the university starts basically. So what is the good time?
I think for Australia, any intake is a good intake because it just depends, like, being a bimester system or you have 2 semesters per year, any intake is good. It just depends on when you are graduating. Most of us graduated in March and April. That's how the education system of India is designed.
Yeah.
So July becomes the first or, most preferred intake for Indian students, like June, July intake. Only reason being is because they don't want to have any gaps. So you start usually preparing around 3rd year and then, you apply straight away after college and then you can get your admits and you can just move straight away after your college. But January intakes are not too bad either because a lot of us want to prepare more for our English examinations or for our visa purposes or to arrange those documents. So even the Jan intake is good. Certain universities in Australia also have a trimester system, like the Deakin University in Melbourne. They have a trimester system where you have 3 semesters per year. But it just depends on what you want to prefer and how long of a preparation time you need. Ideally, I would say keeping 7 to 8 months is the best time because there are a lot of time delays that occur when you try to arrange for those documents.
Okay. So before going to this seminar, what is it that you have to be prepared for? Like, what do you need? Like your mark sheets or, like what the English exam you're speaking about, what kind of English exam? And then what else do you need? What is it that set of documents you need to go into the seminar?
Okay. So since I came for masters, I think the first and foremost that would be required are my mark sheets. So 10th, 12th, and then the 8 semesters of mark sheets that I had. That's the first document that you want to show. You also need to show your migration certificate in 12th or the school leaving certificate that we call in certain cities. It's just because they need to have a proof that you have graduated from an organization and the certificate that you are giving is not unaccredited, So you need those. Apart from that, you need your English examination scores like IELTS, GRE, or PTE, which one you have given. And then you need to have a little bit of information on your financials. You don't need those documents yet, but you just need to know whether you would be able to manage this and that. And in terms of, you obviously need to have your passport. You need to take your passport. You don't need visa as of yet before attending these seminars. So I think it's predominantly about your academic qualifications, and it's better to have a job experience. Like if you have job experience, get that letters, just so that it shows what kind of person you are.
Oh, like they prefer somebody who has job experience. Is that what you're saying?
No, they don't prefer anybody who has job experience. But if you are like, okay, let us say you want to go for masters like 1 year or 2 years after job, you should have that experience letter with you as well, just so that they know that, you have these qualifications. Okay. Sometimes having these practical knowledge makes you much more capable of studying in those universities.
Okay.
So it's always better. Yeah.
Okay. So this question which I'm asking right now is like, I heard it a lot of times, okay, particularly from students who wants to go to abroad. Is this good? Because parents, I'm a parent too. I hear a lot of in my friends group discussing that. Is it good for a student who just finished engineering to go and do masters abroad, or is it preferable to do work for 1 year and then go and do your masters abroad?
Okay. It's a circumstantial question, I would say. Primary reason being is that for students who are going abroad, there are two motivation factors. Either you want to stay long term in that country, or you just want to study and come back, right? If you just want to study and come back, then it's always a good thing because you're getting more practical knowledge and you're understanding how the system works in different country. You are expanding your knowledge, everything. And then at the end of the day, you're coming back to your own country and giving back and staying with parents and stuff like that. I think the second kind of people where you want to stay long term, that's where most of the parents have this question, or most of the students have this question: will it be good for me or not? The reason being is that once you go abroad, life challenges and the real life situation prepares you a lot. When it comes to whether it is good to go directly after college or have that job experience, I would say if you are getting the job experience, get at least 3 years of job experience, because 3 years is the minimum that they value in foreign countries. If you see Canadian immigration visa, they require 3 years of work experience to get those additional points that help you in your visa application. Similarly, in Australia, if you have 3 years of work experience, you get additional 5 points on your visa application. For US as well. And I think it's the same for Europe as well. So it's always better if you are already started working and it's like more than a year, might as well finish the 2 years and give yourself the chance to have benefit in the visa application process.
Okay.
But if you are not started, then go directly.
Yeah. So from what I understood is that it's better you just jump in right away, or do it properly by gaining 3 years experience, so that in the future, when you finish your masters, when you apply for your permanent residence or anything, you already have the 5 points because you did your 3 years.
Oh, yes. And some of your viewers might have the question that I might get late, or will it be too old, or anything like that. It's not that old, or you don't be too late. Reason being is that you graduate at about 21. 3 years from there is 24, which is the average master's age in Australia or in any other foreign countries. Like I have studied with people who are 35, 36 years old. And it's not a stigma in these countries if you're old. Like it may be something that is looked upon in India, but I don't know whether it is looked down upon now or not. But if it was, it's not that of a stigma here in other countries. So you're never too late to study, as they say. And plus, even if you look by Indian standards, you would complete your master's by the age of 26, which is not too old as well. So yeah, I think either ways, whichever way your circumstances.
It's really good, Karan, because before jumping into the next point, I'm going to conclude this by saying, for someone who has been working in India after finishing their BTech or engineering for 3 years, they would give up hope and they'll be like, oh, I can't do it anymore. Maybe I just have to give up. But by what you said right now, it's really good that after 3 years, you do have chance. Viewers, I'm telling you, who has been working in India from past 3 years, don't think that, oh, I should have gone when I finished my first 1 year experience, or I should have gone when I finished my engineering. You can come. And as Karan said, it is going to help you get that extra 5 points because you have good work experience.
And if you're doing that, get your experience letter. Don't forget your experience letter.
Yes, do that.